Good evening, everyone. My name is Maureen Carney. Let me put on some video for you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Maureen Carney. It is 5:30 and we are being video and audio recorded. However, I'm not going to call the meeting to order until I see a quorum. And yes, now I see that Commissioner Cancel and Commissioner Brooks are here. You could admit them, please, Sharon. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Maureen Carney, Chair of the Northampton Housing Authority, and it being 5:30 on Monday, December 16, this is our duly appointed December meeting, and I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. I'll ask, please, the acting secretary tonight, Sharon Kimball, please, to call the roll.
Okay. Sorry, bear with me here. Okay. Chairperson Carney,
Present.
Vice Chair Richards,
Present.
Commissioner Cancel. He may still be.
He is here. He's just
Okay.
finding his mute button. I
Muted.
think I may, hold on one sec. Let me see if he has to be unmuted. Just a moment. I don't see. Yes, just a minute.
There he is, just unmuted.
I see. Okay, unmuted. Okay.
Okay.
Commissioner Cancel, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Commissioner Brooks,
Here.
Commissioner Jones,
And Commissioner Jones is not here, as you're saying so far?
I don't see him. Who's in the waiting room? Yeah, I don't see him yet. Okay, and Commissioner Tarbell Springs.
I'm here.
All right.
Hey, welcome. And I think you said that Commissioner Jones was in the waiting room?
No, I said let me
Okay.
in the waiting room, but he's not in there.
All right, then there now being a quorum of 5 commissioners, I call the meeting to order. And I know that folks, I first of all apologize. We were originally scheduled to meet last week, not our usual third Monday of the month, but there was going to be a quorum issue for tonight's meeting. But then what happened is there was a quorum issue for last week's meeting. So we are meeting tonight. We do have a quorum now. And perhaps Commissioner Jones will be able to join us. He did indicate that he was coming. So as is our practice, according to our agenda, we start off our meeting with some comments from the duly recognized local tenant organizations here, Northampton Housing Authority. And I know I heard from Mr. Kierdorf. Oh, there he is. So Mr. Kierdorf is here with some folks for the Forsander tenant organization. And I'm looking, because my screen is, I'm looking to see if also, I see also we have the Walter Salvo local tenant organization here, and it's likely Mr. Chagnon and his group. So what I'll do is go ahead and open this up for the local tenant organization comment. Mr. Kierdorf, could we turn first to you? And I may need to ask you to unmute, so hold on one sec. Okay, you should have a dialog box.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you so much. Floor is yours.
All right, my name is Doug Kierdorf. We are the Forsander Tenants Association, a local tenants organization. We had a meeting, we had an election rather, this December the 3rd, and which was overseen and conducted by the Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants. And I would like to introduce the new officers who have taken office. On my immediate right is Andrea Galano, who is the secretary, the new secretary. On her right is Kathleen St. John, who is the new vice president. I am the new president. And Ron Terran, who is the treasurer, is not here yet, may turn up in a while. I want to say that we want to look forward to working with the Housing Authority, with the executive director, and with the board to improve conditions here in Forsander and around Northampton. We are going to have a copy of our budget for next year. It will be forwarded to members of the board and the executive director before the end of the year. And I would now like to turn over to Kathleen St. John to make a few statements about our intentions and what our program for the next 2 years is.
Thank you, Mr. Kirda. Yes.
Okay, hello, everyone. So I have been living here for about 12 years or so. And one of the biggest issues here has been ventilation. And that also includes smoking policy. The ventilation systems, as some of you may know, is pretty antiquated. It's as old as the building, about 65 years. You can no longer get parts for them. And since I've been here, every year it's on a 5-year plan and it gets pushed up and up. The bottom line of this is sometimes some of the buildings, the ventilation is stopped altogether. In my building, we haven't had any for almost 5 years. And when it is on or was on, it was so loud, it was like having a Mack truck or a train in the building. It vibrated the whole building. You could feel it vibrating through the walls, the floors, and you could hear it outside. So, and it also affects, the smoking policy where there is no separation of separate buildings for smokers and non-smokers, and that makes it difficult, for everybody. So this is like the #1 priority that we want to address and be able to negotiate with the Housing Authority to get this change, because it's essential that it does. There are a few other, that might be wrong, there are a few other issues, but we want to work cooperatively and be a voice for change that would benefit everybody. We don't want to throw the whole kitchen sink in there at once. There's only a few issues that are so pertinent, and ventilation being a major primary one. Anything else?
No,
No?
up to you.
No, I don't want to go on and on about something. This is just the kind of issue that, we need to get resolved for the benefit of everyone.
Yes, and let me just break in and say, I've brought this up several times at board meetings, and I will just point out again that the Northampton Housing Authority is right now in violation of Massachusetts sanitary code. So this has to be addressed.
And if I may add, it cannot be jerry-rigged, because it means that it just makes it really loud, and the noise is worse than the lack of the ventilation, the vibration of the whole building. It's very bad for people's health. It's bad for the health of the building. We've had chunks start falling out of the ceiling in the hallway. You can, like I said, you can feel it vibrating through the whole building, and then it vibrates through our bodies at times. It's just unbearable to live with, and I doubt that anybody in the Housing Authority or any of you would tolerate living with that. So this needs to be addressed immediately.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. I don't want, I mean, I know there's 3 of you there, so anything else you'd like to offer?
I think not at this time.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I mean, Mr. Kirdoff, I know, as you said, we have talked about this. It's not we're not able to do a back and forth to engage, but I really appreciate that you've all come and once again reminded us, because I know that the director will want to immediately meet with you now that you have your offices set up. And I know it's on the top of the list for negotiating in terms of your issues that have come up. Not even negotiating, but giving you notice and keeping you updated on the progress as we move forward with that project.
Yes, and a willingness to negotiate with us and keep
Of
us.
course.
safe.
We're
Yeah.
really happy that these local tenant organizations have been established for this very purpose, to be able to bring people together with management and it's so important that I thank you so much for stepping up to taking charge of being the officers, and that this will move more easily forward, I'm sure. So we really appreciate that.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Thank you.
Well, thanks again, and I know we have the other local tenant organization here. I go to my other view, but I believe if I can let in Mr. Chagnon and company right here. So you
Hello,
can,
everyone.
thank
I'm
you. Yes, Mr.
Alfred
Chagnon,
Beck,
welcome.
President of Walter Savo House. I'm here with David Edwards, Vice President, and Chris Gagney, our treasurer, and also a resident behind me. My big topic today I want to talk about is security. Okay, it's out of control here at the Walter Savo House. Okay, last year at the end of the season, between August and November, we had 3 people trespass. The beginning of this year, February to April, we had 7 people trespass. This is an ongoing thing, and it's just gotten worse because there's so much drug activity in the building. So my board members and I have been looking up some ways of resolving this issue, and we came across the Mass General Laws, which is 121B, Section 7, where it says the housing authority could use 37 police officers and only have to pay back a third of the cost. Maybe that's something we need to look into, because that's what we need here. We need the police in this building to clean up the mess that's bringing in the traffic. We got patients from Dr. Bocce's office coming from other parts of the Northampton just to come here to visit other people from Dr. Bocce's office that are doing this stuff. This gotta stop. Every other day, we're kicking somebody out of the stairwells. They're smoking in our stairwells. It's out of control. You know, for a while there, I got overwhelmed after April, because after April, we didn't trust nobody, trespass anybody since April. And there's people in here that need to be trespassed, but it's not getting done. People feel neglected here. And if we don't resolve this issue, it might have to go further into legal action. Neglect on the seniors, it's not happening, and we need to resolve this issue. That's our biggest concern here. We have health issues here, but it ain't as bad as the security. It's overwhelming. Every other day, you're kicking somebody out of the stairwell, and that's not our job. We're gonna get hurt. We're senior people here on our last hurrah, and we love to live in peace and get some kind of comfort to know we're safe, and we're not safe here. And I'm getting a lot of slack from 192 units that they're not safe and they want something done. So that's all I have to bring up, and I hope this could get resolved very soon.
Thank you, Mr.
I'll
Kyoto.
pass it on to
I'm
my
sorry,
vice
Mr.
president.
Chagnon. Yes,
Hello.
please. Hello.
My name is David Edwards. I'm the Vice President of Walter Savo LTO. And I'd like to reiterate what Al was saying. This is a senior living facility. This is the last stop for a lot of these people, and hopefully not the next stop for some of y'all. We need to look at what we could do immediately to provide them with safety, security, and quality of life in this building. These problems have been persistent since I've been here for 2 years. And it's not like we don't know where they live. Something has to be done about it. We have a board of intelligent people that we would appreciate would start to work on remedying the issues that have been so persistent in this building. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
Do you like? to
Yeah,
say-
yeah, my telephone,
You
my,
gotta say your name
well,
and.
my name is Jim Sepio, and I live up in an apartment. But my landline telephone line is not working, so that has to be checked up on. It'd be,
You gotta go, do a work order and see Jose, and he'll
Okay, yeah.
take care of it. But we got that taken care of. The biggest issue is our security right now. Everybody's feeling it. Everybody's scared. You got people coming in the building. While you're trying to open the door, they're running you over to get in. So please,
We're
help us
removing,
out.
we're removing at least 8 people a week from the stairwells.
Mhm.
And we're calling the police at least 15 times a week. And we've been doing this now for a year. Something has to be done to permanently rectify the situation.
are they smoking in there? Sir?
Yeah.
They're smoking. Smoking dope.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. And I know there's one other, yes, sir?
Chris?
No,
Chris,
I agree with what you're saying.
Okay, well, thank you all. I mean, I know that, as you know, Mr. Chagnon's been here so often, we can't do a back and forth. I'm glad we know, I think as Mr. Chagnon told you, to see Jose around the phone issue. And I hope that, and I meant to say Mr. Kierdorf and Mr. Chagnon should have gotten an email today too, because I just received it from the state. It's basically just helping us now. This is why I was saying I'm so glad that we have the two organizations right now and hope we move forward, because it's this type of organized activity that will really help us get the information and help work together to identify the issues and get this done. It sounds like we hear that safety is a primary concern right now at Salvo House. I'm hearing that very loud and clear. And also definitely the health and safety from folks at Forsander. So please keep coming. I know that you'll hear them. You won't see the executive director here tonight, who was not able to be here tonight, but I know we'll be seeing this and hearing very soon about the new guidelines for the LTOs and meeting with you right away. Yes? Okay, well, thanks again for coming. And for folks who are joining us tonight, what we do is have the local tenant organizations first address the board, because we are here now as the board of directors on my gallery here. Yes, and then we open it up. It used to be broken down into residents and staff and public, but we're all members of the public here. We are the board. If your gallery is like mine, it should be the folks pretty much on the top of your screen, except for the here. And then we are here to hear the concerns of the public. So now that we've heard from the local tenant organizations, members of the public can address the rest of the board who are here to hear your concerns. So actually, if you'll raise your hand digitally, and if for some reason you cannot raise your hand, then if there's a way you can hold up a sign or something to let us know that you would like to address. I do see already 2 hands, so I'll go ahead and take them in order. And yes, Gwen Nabad, please. Oh, let me see. I do need, because we have this here. Hold on, Mr. Nabad. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to say, my name is Gwen. I live in Northampton in Ward 1A. And I'm a former public housing resident from family housing. And I want to say congratulations to Forsander on their success with their nominations and their voting. It's very, very exciting. And I hope to see it, you know, in every complex in Northampton. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nabad. And yes, please, the next here, I thought I saw. Okay, so Casey is the next hand I see right now.
Yes, I had a couple of questions last meeting. I'll remind y'all because I know we forget things. I'm curious to know about the human rights / civil rights training of your managers, because like someone just so eloquently said, this is our last stop. I'm not going to tell you why it's mine, and it doesn't matter. This is it. I got a letter saying that it's come to the management's attention that my dog was going somewhere and wasn't cleaned up. Was it me when I was looking at the moon? Tell me. Tell me. Don't say it's a lease violation, for God's sake. Just how can we fix it, please? And also, congratulations to for Sander. We're a federal property as well. And I'm hoping we can get, yes, I'm hoping we can get our LTO together.
Right now, I'll call you.
And also, remind me, was there any mention of the executive director reschedule? I mean, last, normal meeting, third Monday, rescheduling for like last Monday or, this one, that's where I'm a little confused. I think it's important we all get on the same page. It's really important if we want to be effective. Also, another way is having an objective secretary. Because I look at the notes and I'm like, wow, who wrote these? So, it's something to consider. I mean, you do what you want because you're going to do it anyway. That's what people always say to me. And I guess I got so excited about hearing about the LTOs. I forgot some of my questions, but my old questions remain mainly about so let's say someone has a military background or they grown up in terrible dire poverty and they like to use scents or they like to have hospital corners on their beds. You don't know my background. Maybe my cleanliness is different than yours, and maybe I don't care about my floor because I'm walking on it and it's asbestos. Who wants to scrub asbestos, y'all? Seriously. So just take us into consideration a little bit. And I think the people know who I'm talking to. And another person I'm talking to told me, you won't meet beautiful people up here. It's a tough place. I met Grow Food, and thank God for Grow Food. Look at what all we've done. So, just chill, everybody. It's almost Christmas. Do you really want to come spray for ants before Christmas? And just to, let's all take a break and enjoy our families if we have them, or for some of us, enjoy our manna meals. At least get on the list. All right, that's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Casey. Looking for other hands, please don't be shy. Oh, yes, Commissioner Tarbutton, please. Or Resident Tarbutton.
And Commissioner Tarbutton is officially putting on her resident cap, if that's okay. First of all, I would like to say I wanted to talk about a tribute of someone who would be here with us today, but is no longer with us. I'm not going to say the name. It's been really rough because not only was he a resident, he was an irritant, of course, but he was a friend. And there was a celebration of life that was at Savo. And I want to thank Commissioner Jeff Jones for attending and speaking. And it was really heartfelt. It wasn't just, I also have to say, I want to thank Northampton Neighbors Inclusion Committee for the helping the gifts and the some of the food items. And that was a little bit impromptu because there was scheduled on that day a Friendsgiving. And then when he passed away, I was like, we have to utilize that. And I have to tell you, it's been an emotional wreck for me. I mean, usually death is, but it has been really hard. On Wednesday, I said I should cancel it because I don't think I could give him justice. I wanted, video thing to have his voice instead of me telling you what he had said. And things like that didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I'm hoping next spring we can do something like that. And so I'm asking people here, if you want to just do a video and give me some funny moments or something like that and email it to me, that would be helpful. I just think that that's where I am mostly. I want to embrace his, I think the last speaker talking about holidays and people and human, and this is the last place that's affected me now. So I'm a little out for saying that because I think he wanted a spirit of cooperation. He really did. And even though he was away in several hospitals, he would always like, what's going on? What's going on? Tell so-and-so to call me. Why haven't they called? He was just like that and a real character. It just seems the rest of the stuff I kind of have just seems so trivia. So I hope in the spirit of my beloved friend that next year this board will do pretty much what other tenants are saying. Let us work together as a unit and let us work together for the betterment of all of our tenants. We're a community, we're neighbors. We may not like each other, but in my heart, I love everyone. I certainly don't like a few. And half the time I didn't like the person who was gone, but I loved him. So I'll just leave it at that for now. Thank you.
I forgot to unmute myself. Sorry, folks. We still have time. I see that there are a number of people I don't ordinarily see, and I'm wondering if there are folks from the public who might like to just say hello or would like to welcome you here, and certainly thank you for your interest in the Housing Authority and coming. Let's see. Oh, yes, I see, a Commissioner Labarge. Hold on one sec. I'm going to unmute. There we go. Yes, Counselor Marianne Labarge is here raising her hand.
Yeah.
And I think she can speak now.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
Thank
was asked to attend this meeting, and I'm very glad I did. I'm really hearing about safety, and I have great concerns about that. And I think the Housing Authority Commission is going in the right direction on what they want to do, is to work with both associations here. And also, too, I have talked with Maureen about the state in general. And she was going to be writing them a letter. I think that they should attend a meeting, and apparently it's very difficult to get somebody to come there. And I know Maureen very well, and I think she will do anything in her power to try to make that happen. So anyways, my great concern is that the safety issues that I heard tonight, I have concerns about it. Because I feel that no matter who you are, what your age is, no matter, nobody should feel fear at all. And that bothers me. And I know that our housing director is on vacation right now. And I am going to talk with her directly. And I know that the Housing Commission will be talking with her also. Because something needs to be done here. There's no question about it. I don't think anybody in Walter Salvo's, McDonald's house, the one up in Florence also, nobody should have to live under fear. And if there are problems here of people accessing into buildings, I have a problem with that. A problem with what might be occurring there with drugs right down the line. And it sounds like a very serious problem to me. And I think that probably what should be done here is inviting also our chief of police to one of these meetings. I think he really should be invited to it to hear the associations of their concerns of being frightful, because I don't want that to happen, period. So thank you anyways for the invite that I got to be here this evening. I'm very fortunate because usually our meeting starts at 5 o'clock and we don't get over until after 6 or 6:30. So I was very fortunate tonight because we started at 4:30 and ended just about a little bit after 5. So thank you all.
Thank you, Councilor Labarge. I know that people here are very happy to see. We don't often get a visit from a city councilor, so thank you for coming, for showing some interest. And I think that folks who would like to reach out to Councilor Labarge, she would probably be happy to hear from you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, now I thought I saw somebody else raising a hand, but maybe it was my wishful thinking. Oh, no, I see Casey, but I think that is actually Casey's insignia there, and we just heard from Casey. So it does sound like we're probably ready to move on. Before I do, because you do see that we have the two recognized LTOs here. Someone else alluded to this has been a primary concern for this board, is to move forward. So we're all on the same page here. We all want to see continued development of LTOs for this very reason, just so that there can be a spirit of cooperation that is fostered, and we can really attend to the specific situations that are going on for residents, you know. And so I was really glad for those people who follow this, and I think it's certainly the other commissioners here, and I know Gwen Nabad too. You should see that today there was just issued a new PHN specifically on LTOs and working together with LHA. So I'll just encourage you to look that up. I don't have it right here, but most of you know how. If you just go to the state's EOHLC and put in the word PHN, that should just bring up all the new ones. And you'll be very interested to read that recent one that just came out today. Okay? All right, well, thanks again for everybody who came. We welcome you every time. And I'm looking for my agenda here to see the next item. Yes. So typically what we do is we go through the next few items. Oh, before I move on, I do see that we have a member of the public I don't want to miss. Mr. Halberstadt from the Great North Shore. I see you raising your hand and I'm going to ask if someone can unmute. Let's say, oh, here we
I'm
go.
unmuted.
Oh, good. Thank you. Please.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I am very personally heartened to hear the talk of cooperation and involvement of tenants in a systematic way to address the needs, and wonderful that you have a counselor come and take an interest in the citizens of Northampton who happen to live in housing. And I just, I often show up here and just listen. I just wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday.
Thank you.
And good luck with the challenges that you've discussed tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Halberstadt. I do see Commissioner Richards' hand raised. I'm not sure if is that you? Commissioner Richards?
Yes, it is, and please tell me if I'm out of order, but I just wanted to say that I am also so heartened to see the tenant associations here. We have been hopeful and trying to get the tenants associations active, and it seems like they are now, and I'm just so appreciative that they are here tonight, so thank you, and working together.
Thank you. It sounds like you're not alone then. All right, well, on that happy note, I want to actually move us on to the next item, which is the approval of the the November minutes. And typically, if we have not received any additions, corrections, or deletions in the main office, do you know? I don't think so. I didn't.
I did. I sent it to you.
Oh, I didn't receive it. So you can offer it now then, Commissioner.
Oh, okay. Well,
do you have it
actually,
do you have what is it, an addition, correction, or deletion?
well, it's a bit of an addition here, or a correction. Well, firstly, I wanted to say you pretty much got the gist of it, so I'm appreciative of that. I just think when it came to the executive comments, there was something about executive director's report, Commissioner Tarbert in Springfield. It is October DCC meeting, not November. I was talking about Northampton Housing Association October meeting, not DCC. I've never been to that. And so pretty much.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure, Sharon, she's just correcting the word October to November? Is that the correction?
No, October. It says October DCC meeting, Division of Continuing Care. That I didn't attend that. I was mentioning the October NHA meeting.
Okay, you got that, Sharon? The
I
NHA
do.
meeting. Okay, yep.
And I think it's really well done. Only thing I other ask, when you're sending the transcripts, can you number them, please?
We'll see if we can do that. I'm not sure. It's
Number the
just-
pages.
it's
It's
just
very
something-
difficult because
I
I put everything in
understand.
a book. I put everything
Sometimes
in a book.
sometimes they're 400 pages, literally. So I don't know, it would require probably somebody to sit
Well-
down with a pencil, but I'm not going to do this now. I'll talk to you about that offline.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
can just
make
put it on
sure
the
that Sharon,
page. I don't need
have
them.
the,
Thank you.
Sharon, you have the correction that it's not the DCC, but it is the NHA meeting. Then
Thank you, guys.
I'll ask then in terms, can we, would somebody offer a motion to accept with that amendment, which is changing that DCC to NHA? If someone would offer that and second it, we could, I'm looking for a commissioner. Motion to approve by Commissioner
with-
Richards. Is there a
motion-
second?
Motion to approve with corrections.
Thank you.
Second,
And seconded. Thank you. And I'll ask the acting secretary, please. Could you call the roll for that approval?
Yes, Chairperson Carney,
Yes.
Vice Chair Richards. Approved, yes. Commissioner Jones. Commissioner
Commissioner Jones is
is
still not here.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not.
doesn't yet.
Commissioner Brooks,
Yes.
Commissioner Tarbutton,
yes.
and Commissioner Cancel.
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner Tarbutton. So that's good. That's approved, unanimous. We don't have any committee reports tonight, but I know that the Chief Accounting Officer here, Sharon Kimball, was prepared to give a report on behalf of management. Is that correct? Sharon, you have something?
Yeah,
Turn it
Carol
over.
had her executive director's report last month that we had, but then we didn't have a quorum. So I was gonna go ahead and read that.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. So the gross potential rents that we had were 241,511.95. Our total rent collected was 239,720.02, which was a percentage of 99% collected. Delinquency at the end of the month was 134,255.37. And the number of annual recertifications for the current month for public housing, 0. Section 8 had 81. And the number that was recertified, public housing, 0, and Section 8 certified 76. And of the Section 8, 5 had expired. Our wait list for federal applicants, 1 bedroom is 98, 2 bedroom is 28, 3 bedroom 24, 4 bedroom 2, and Section 8 60. The number of the state applicants, family 25,466, elderly and disabled 2420 were elderly, and 4263 are disabled. The move-outs for public housing are 0. Section 8 had 5. Move-ins for public housing are 3. Section 8 had 2. And public housing on notice, 2. End of month vacancy ready are 7. Vacancy unready were 15, and end of month total were 22. 10 of those were leased, and 10 of those are pre-leased, and we are processing 6 in CHAMP. Number readies completed 1, number of rehabs completed 0. Work orders for the month was 121. We had uncompleted 62 from the previous month, and we completed 133. And we have incomplete of 50. And now I'll read the follow-up for November meeting that Kara had. A resident made a complaint about required inspection notices that were being distributed in a timely manner, if at all, along with inspection results, but violations being given, etc., pest controls, visits, and repairs. After her investigation, it had been determined that proper notice of unit inspection was in fact provided to all residents well before the 48-hour notice that is required in everyone's lease. The notice was delivered to residents on November 7th, where inspections were not conducted until November 19th and the 21st, almost 2 weeks after the notice was given. Pest control conducted treatment to the building on October 29th and the 31st. Notice was delivered on the October 24th, which again was well within the guideline. Both in October and November, after reviewing the inspection report and the detailed service report from these inspections, 16 units had various violations, and notices were given out to residents based upon that information. And then a person of the public made a statement last meeting that a resident reached out to them about children starting fires behind a property. After reaching out to numerous residents, employees, and the fire department, we have not been able to determine which property or what children were involved in this complaint. We attempted to contact the person of the public who made this statement, but we were not able to reach them. And finally, updates on events. The Northampton Housing, we had the health department continues to help host blood pressure clinics at the sites on a rotating schedule. They are currently conducting a Healthier Northampton survey, and they hope to have participants from 5,000 Northampton residents. Residents can expect to see a copy of the flyer with a QR code to complete the survey over the next couple of weeks. Our residents at the Housing Authority are a vital part of the community, and we hope that you take a few minutes to respond to the survey so your voices are heard. We continue to host the foot clinics to provide low-cost services to all the residents. It's important for anyone interested to sign up ahead of time to assure you will have an appointment when the nurse visits. Our team distributed flyers that included QR codes for the Operation Deck the Halls program, formerly known as Angel Tree. This program helps our families by providing healthy gifts to children at the Housing Authority. In the past years, the residents who signed up and received gifts were extremely grateful. We appreciate the Hampshire County Family Probate, Northampton Police Department, and the Hadley Police Department for including our families year after year. Finally, last week, Kara had the pleasure of joining some of the residents and their families at the Pulaski Club in East Hampton for their annual holiday dinner with Santa. Each year, the Northampton and East Hampton Rotary Clubs invite our families for dinner, fun entertainment. Every child gets a gift from Santa. This is something many of the families look forward to year after year. And Kara was very grateful that she attended. She's asked the RICs to deliver the family photos that were requested by Pacific families. These families dressed up alike and wanted their photos for the holiday, for their holiday cards. They have also given permission to include their wonderful photos in the month's newsletter, so please be sure to check those out. Manna Community Kitchen will be serving a delicious holiday meal on Christmas and offering delivery service to those that need it. We will be getting a flyer out to residents as soon as we have it. Lastly, Kara wants to say happy holidays to all the families and holiday season from Northampton Housing. And
Thank
the
you,
executive report.
Thank
Point
you
of
so much.
information.
You have a point of info, are you giving
Yeah.
us information or you have a?
No. Well,
What do you
I'd like to add important information. I listened really attentively. I didn't hear anything about what was expressed about the residents, with mental health issues and addictions, and asking for an independent investigation on some of the things that they had brought up, some very serious issues. So I was curious about that. And then secondly, along those lines, I have asked and would like to receive the ED report. I get it in other board member meetings that I'm in, and I've been asking, I know, 4 years, and I thought maybe in October or November I would get it. So please accompany that. I hear it, but I'd like to see it as well. And I thought we'd be talking about that. I thought that would be going to the next, agenda. We'd be talking about an independent investigator so we can investigate some of the serious allegations that have been alleged. Thank you.
Thank you, noted. Okay, so one more thing as a follow-up regarding the manna. If folks don't know, I mean, I think most of you do take advantage of this great community kitchen here right in Northampton. It's a wonderful day, a wonderful way to spend the holidays. I know I was there for Thanksgiving, delivering food, and there's opportunities, but also just a way to get together with either your friends or neighbors and enjoy a community meal. I know that Lee Edwards over there really believes in the mission of the Manna Community Kitchen, which is to build community through food. So I hope I'll see some of you there. We have, from here, we have two, I think, we have no old business, but we do have two business items, Sharon?
Yes, we have two resolutions.
Yeah, why don't we, and so what we'll do is move into new business. If you'll read that first resolution, I'll see if I can get a motion from the floor.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this resolution is number 2024-9, and it has to do with the adopting a revised utility allowance schedule for the Section 8 and Federal Florence Heights program. We do this every year, so this is pretty standard. Whereas the Northampton Housing Authority operates the federal housing programs, including the Housing Choice Voucher Program, Section 8, funded by the United States Department of Housing Urban, HUD. Whereas regulations by HUD require that public housing authorities establish utility allowances for the purpose of providing participants with an allowance for a reasonable consumption of utilities by thrifty, energy conservative households, consistent with the requirements of a safe, sanitary, and healthful living environment. And whereas the regulations require that the utility allowance be revised to reflect current costs, utilizing costs and rates available to participants. Now before be it resolved that the utility allowance schedule, Form HUD 52667, summary allowance for tenant furnished utilities provided by Happy Software, Inc., shall take effect on January 1, 2025. And further, be it resolved that the NHA will provide Section 8 participants in the federal family residence with information they can use to apply for the assistance.
Okay, so I'll ask you so that we can discuss this item. I'll ask if there's a commissioner who would put this on the floor for approval.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Commissioner Richards. Is there a second, please? Maybe folks can't find their mute button. I'll ask Commissioner Brooks, would you care to second this
Second.
motion? Okay, moved and seconded then. Thank you. Sharon, I know we talked about this as pretty much it being kind of an annual thing. I remember this last year, but I'm sure that commissioners may have some questions. I see Commissioner Richards with her hand raised. So Commissioner Richards, please.
Yes, I think I'm happy to support any help that we can get. And that sounds like a very positive thing, even if it's on an annual basis for us to move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Seeing if there's anyone else who would like to address this item of the utility allowance, then seeing none, I'll ask the acting secretary, please call the roll.
Chairperson Carney,
Yes.
Vice Chair Richards,
Approve, yes.
Commissioner Jones is not here. Commissioner Brooks,
Yes.
Commissioner Tarbutton,
I'll have to abstain. I didn't look through it as much and I need to talk to some people about it because I had a couple of questions and so with that, I'll abstain. I'm sure it'll pass, but I don't like to vote on something that I'm not 100% on, so. thank
okay.
you.
Commissioner Cancel,
Yes, sorry, I couldn't find the mute button earlier.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes,
So that is 5 yes and, I'm sorry, 4 yes, 1 abstention. And we still have Commissioner Jones is listed as absent. And that motion carries. And our other, actually, our next item of business is the payment standards.
Yeah.
And I'll ask then if, Sharon, could you please read that resolution and we'll.
yeah, so this resolution is 2024-10 for the Section 8 Payment Standards 2025. The payment standard is the maximum monthly rental assistance that the agency can pay to a landlord who rents to a family that has been issued a Section 8 voucher. HUD allows a PHA to set a payment standard up to 100% of the fair market rents. And go ahead to move to establish the NHA's calendar year 2025 payment standards for all bedroom sizes at 10% of the FY25 fair market rents for the Springfield MSA through December 31st, 2024.
Okay, so can I have a motion to put that on the floor for discussion?
Move to approve.
And is there a second, please?
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded. Does some folks have some clarification questions for Sharon
Yeah.
regarding that? Oh, yes, Commissioner Richards, and then whoever would like to after that, please.
Yeah, I'm just happy to support this resolution because I've heard from many people that there is a very long waiting list for Section 8 and it will be giving landlords a little bit more money. And speaking as a former Section 8 landlord of many years ago, it's just helpful to partner with the Housing Authority on the Section 8s.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Richards, and Commissioner Tarbutton, please.
Yes, Sharon, can I, Madam Chair, can I ask Sharon a question?
Oh, please, yes.
Okay, in the information that's here, so why is it the change in payment? For example, is it the 2-bedroom for the year 2025? It's a -5. That would be pretty exceptional, don't you think? Or is something going on that I don't really quite understand well enough? And there's a -13, so it's down 13 bucks for the 1-bedroom at 225. So,
Well, actually, I show bedroom 2 for fair market value in 24 was 1375, and now it's
Yes.
1496 is what we can give a landlord.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
It's 1496.
Are we on the same page? Is that where we?
Yeah, okay. All right,
You
so
see
what
that?
is,
Yeah, I see
so
that.
can you tell me, so because next year is 2025, so what is the yellow, where are you? What is the yellow thing indicating the difference here?
Well, you know what? Angel, my Section 8 manager is here, so Angel, you want to
Angel, sorry.
unmute and explain your spreadsheet.
So
Alright.
what the payment standard is showing is that the fair market rents from 2024, and then the next line is the fair market rents from 2025. Northampton Housing Authority for 2024 had had a waiver for the payment standard at 120%. Currently, we do not have a waiver, so we had to base the payment standards off of the 110%, which is the maximum HUD allows a housing authority to rate the payment standard at. So therefore, a couple of the bedroom sizes decreased by either 3, 5. I don't have the sheet in front of me, my apologies. But that was based off of the decretion of 120 to 110% due to the waiver not being approved at this time.
Could I ask Angel, please, do we know what was the problem with the waiver this year? Was it unique that we weren't getting it, or is it something statewide, or maybe Sharon, do either of you know why we aren't receiving that same waiver? Or?
Well,
We're currently in the process of collecting data to get it to HUD for approval, which takes time, and the deadline, we didn't make that deadline due to multiple reasons. So we are currently working on that, and hopefully we'll have that, and then we'll reapproach the board.
And 120% doesn't always get approved anyway. It's an
Mhm.
exception. We were very, very fortunate when we got it the other year, and it was because the rents were so off badly.
So people understand what happens is, if it's, we'll try to get that waiver.
Sure, but
because the point you make is that Northampton does have exceedingly high rents, and so
yeah,
a lot of explaining to do.
Norm is 110%. That's the standard. We were very fortunate the one year we got the 120%.
I see. Okay.
So, follow up, please.
Yes, please.
Angel or Sharon?
Yes.
So, say example, you said for a variety of different reasons, we weren't able to get the information in. So, for a waiver, and I do think that this would be generous, even if it's 110%. But if it becomes 120%, will you come back and retroactively reflect that in the payment standard, or how does that work? You have to wait till next year? What happens?
So what that means, Joella, is anybody who is currently under the 120% waiver is kind of grandfathered in for the next year.
Okay.
So they will stay honored at that 120% payment standard. If they choose to move within this 1 year time frame, then they would go back down to the 110%.
Okay.
If they're a new admission into the program, it's 110%. Anybody who is already leased up and currently in place for the next 12 months will be honored at that 120.
I just want to thank you. I really totally understood this completely. I wish I
You're
could take
welcome.
more information on that because I'm very curious about it. Thank you for taking your time out and explaining to me. And thank you, Chair, for allowing this to happen. Where'd you go?
Sure, I'm still here. So yes, because I'm looking for another. Oh yes, sorry, Commissioner Richards, you're up next, please. Question?
No, I just kind of want to reiterate what people have already said, and I'm happy that people who are now in for 120 will continue that until there is a change in residence. And I just wanted to say too, this is something we have little control over. The rates are set by the state according to market. And we are at 110%, and I'm grateful for that. And I keep my fingers crossed that they'll approve 120% again.
Right,
Because
which was a
Northampton
rare
is
occurrence, I understand.
Yes, yeah.
There must be someone else here or no, and if
Oh,
not, among
take
the
my hand.
commissioners. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, a follow-up. Go ahead. Commissioner
No,
Saba.
no.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
then, Commissioner Richards, you all set then?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay, hearing none other, I'll go ahead and ask the secretary to call the roll, please.
All right, Chairperson Carney,
Yes.
Chairperson Richards,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones is absent, Commissioner Brooks,
Yes.
and Commissioner Tarbutton.
Yes, because of the clarification. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. Commissioner Cancel.
Yes.
Very good, then that's unanimous, except for the absent commissioner. Thank you very much. I know that's the end of our business, but I don't want to close the meeting without acknowledging that there is a commissioner here whose face we can't see right now. Commissioner Cancel has been with the board for a number of years now, and unfortunately, we're losing him as a member of the board due to his very busy life and schedule. But I want to offer him our deep appreciation from the board for all of the service, not only as a board member, but what Commissioner Cancel has brought to us was a wealth of experience, having grown up and lived in Northampton's public housing at Florence Heights, and then spending many years as a resident at Hampshire Heights. And so I do want to say thank you for your service. And I see another hand, probably another hand offering a congratulations, and I think that's Commissioner Richards, please.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Commissioner Cancel. I mean, it's been a long road, but two things I want to say about Commissioner Cancel. We really build good Lego houses. And I think that that's a sign of things to come for Commissioner Cancel. I want to wish him all the best of luck in everything that he does, and it's been really a pleasure. Thank you, Commissioner Cancel, for your service.
Thank you so much, you all.
You get
I can't
another, hold
believe-
on, I'll turn to you, but I see another hand here, I think still raised. Yes, Commissioner Tarbutton, I think wants to offer some words, please.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I've learned so much from you, Edgar, and particularly, I once referred to you that you reminded me of Nelson Mandela. And all the stuff that he was going through, it's calm and poised and poignant, and it was an inspiration to me. With that being said, I know you have a family. I know you have, other obligations, that you're very involved in the community. But I have to tell you, on a very selfish note, I have separation anxiety, I have abandonment issues. Don't go, stay at least another month or two, please. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Tarbutton. Okay, I saw that Commissioner Cancel, yes, I can put you back on now, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Oh, and
All
we're in a
right.
tree now, and you're the
Yes.
lawyer, okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really proud of the Housing Authority and where we've come from and where we're headed as an organization. I am really thankful and grateful to have been working with all of you guys for 5 years now. And I look forward actually to working even more. Right now, it's hard for me to make the meetings, but I'm hoping that the tenants associations and the tenants themselves will see me a lot more in the communities, and whatever I can do to help them. I'm really glad that things are going better for the board, and I'm really excited for the opportunity of somebody else to serve. It's also my last month at the Housing Partnership, and it's been a great ride there. But I will be around you guys, so see me around, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have served here and to meet all you guys. So thank you so much.
I was so glad we were going to hear you say this wasn't goodbye. So we're going to see you. We're
Yeah.
taking that as a promise, because we do need you here and your experience, at least coming and giving public comment and letting us know that you still care.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Councilwoman would like to say something.
Yes.
Madam Chair, forgive me here.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Yes,
Yes.
yes, Councilor Labarge.
Edgardo, I want to thank you for everything. Hi, I'm his city councilor, and he has been wonderful to work with. I met his wife a couple of times. I went to his house. He wasn't there. And now he's working for Valley Bike with Mark Patillo. And you couldn't ask for a better person, who's a resident of mine also, with his mom. And he just lost his dad this year too. So you're going to do great. And I want to thank you and your family for being part of Ward 6. Believe me, you're wonderful.
Thank you. So are you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor. Well, that brings us pretty much to the end of our meeting. I do want to thank everybody once again for coming here in December. We hope we see you all again next month. I urge you to take a look at that most recent public housing notice. I think you'll be pleased. And I hope everybody has a great holiday. But before we go, we need one more motion, one final motion that is non-debatable. Someone please.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Yes. All those in favor, you can just raise your hand. Thank you and happy holidays to everybody.
Holidays.
I don't
everyone.
want him
Thank
to
you for
go. If
coming
you don't
here.
adjourn, he stays on. Dumb.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Halberstadt. Great to see you.
Maureen,
Yeah, thank you for coming, Miriam. Hold on
Yeah.
one sec. We're gonna make sure we're at the end of the meeting.
yeah, I wanted to know, when are your meetings? The first
Every
Monday?
third Monday. So you'll see us the third Monday, unless that is the Martin Luther King holiday. So I have to, that's the one that sometimes is a conflict in January. I don't have the
What
calendar in
time
front
do
of me.
you start?
We always start at 5:30, Marianne.
Great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I just have comments too. I have
Carol
pictures.
Richards, have a beautiful holiday, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilwoman, I wanted to say this to you, but I think I sent it. I have pictures of the event of the tribute to a certain person. And if I could send it to you, Sharon, can you make sure everybody gets it? Because I can't send it to everyone.
Absolutely.
Do that? Okay.
I would
All
love
right.
it.
All
I
right.
would love it.
Good night.
That'd be great. Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, that said, I think we're pretty much finished up. I think I'll have to ask you, please, just because we need to make sure with quorum, we need to stop the recording, Sharon. Yes. And then that ends the meeting.